Koller. Na no we said after the game here 2 bottles bono. Na sign here 2 bottles bono. Na supporters in a chant say onko and earlier call for emergency meeting 2 months before the FIFA Club World Cup so media na kwa. Now we share akwada ketwa ba ko ye fan. Pa just North African football no. Normal people Gilbert say unya akwada ne de na nkwam ya hwe kakra.
Then chair for na yensama mako ababiem each and every single time on one tina yesori ahomachen sori no paba na ebe adwuma enzo etimi edemo. But Ken the woman say how we see who am football no. They believe they are running the models of Real Madrid, Barcelona, Enzo in their system. They don't see what say omo Africa into omo ye nyoma yes Africans na ye. Enu ntin na yi omo kwa kobo FIFA Club World Cup ni bi no. It tells you babi omo hu any pedigo mu zo omugina. Marcel Koller ball na obo no. Even if sen koji Champions League in Ukraine Gaston emergency meeting because fans GDA say Ahly defended too much. Because when they went to South Africa, no, they defended with their lives. And that score line, no, and back to Egypt. Then again, supporters over 70,000 much best support in everything they do. They came, share first goal. But still, that Sundowns dominated play, not to say equalizer and Ahly and so to the MON-FRI Champions League. Something they wanted to do it 3 on the bounce. So it tells you that they know themselves and they've gotten to a level where they feel that Oba now want to Champions League na maya or you failure and then you have what Timiako. And they believe that parameters are mafia more Egypt and also Muntiminye into one team need the Egyptian League. Untiminye Champions League. So these two tournaments is something that a big to them.
Also by 6 encounters when you what Sundowns. We'll lose you 2 and we'll draw 4. It's
something that said America said the last 8 are not Sundowns ni Ahly abono. Now you 4 wins for Sundowns and 4 drawn games. So it tells you that said you na special one ekano. Said will be a throw Real Madrid in the Champions League and whatever Arsenal for unsuromu. Said will be a throw Real Madrid in the La Liga Barca for unsuromu. Sana Sundowns at Ahly. They've shown over and over again say regardless of the money Ahly able. Oba Africa now bo Ahly ayaka. They are the big team in Africa. And no more was a big team by anon. They are big team by supporters. They are big team by performance. They are big team by the facilities that players in here. Look at the facilities of more. We are training. We team no. The way we see no anyhow no Mexico. So it tells you that they have that kind of a standard. If you don't meet their standard, they will definitely let you go. Yankurumano, your new coach, you are with Makofana. He will give you that kind of performance. And Marcel Koller, they Ahly. Our GD is just telling more from so more sack, I'm a net Timiako. So it tells you the level of more. But you're more a year, you get Cardozo Abaso.
Sundowns, boss.
Yes, you're more Abaso. With what he's been able to do. For you to even have the mental toughness, say you are going to Ahly Stadium, Cairo Sports Stadium, not to get that result. When Ahly had taken lead, now supporters didn't sing, they kept on probing. And they were the better side. Almost say go, almost concede first goal, but they were the better side. Make sure, say, each and every single time they are going to get the results of here. And unfortunately, ongoing to me by this is how football is here. But moving forward, a second for no now you for the moment maybe. Because sometimes I never away go no. So much a woman say Europe one say two kwanya easy change Africa ha. The kind of tussle abe come Africa ha no. But this class no more Champions League no match each and every single time. So my consistent with Champions League no. I can't tell you mona because Ahly won't be doing transit. Ahly on your transit that so akwa match. So they need to make sure say no match me AF. But Sundowns actually and the way I know match kono omo enso no betimi akoyi. But if they want to win the Champions League and we do a bit but they need to make sure say first league omo fie no omo make the job done. Because pyramid for natural so move here in the Champions League there. Oba anya de on between amount. Fixing Ahly it was 30 years. But every single time Obinya the opportunity to play for
Gilbert and
how he is. I asked myself, this is a Congolese striker who didn't any more than my team I find a pyramid. Yesterday, when they were ding, I saw more. they wanted that goal to make sure say they are on level playing. On the take or take more the almost call phone beam. So be take and then it got to a point in time. Now I get ding at my friend a pyramid because we don't go 0-0. At that point, the ball ended 2-2. Pirates echo. They needed their man, and there was Fetsen Maile. He came and he delivered for Team FN Pyramid. He's one guy. What tiny deep now when the age of war, now when the kind of performance are all done a dear. Now was I say, yen fear 39 Ukrumano. I am not a 30 dear Himbia. Because you players maybe Ukrumwa 30 years no munya pay, they can't give you half of performance of Fetsen Maile at the amount. But you look at him, you look at Pyramid, sorry for this kind of shame, no. The kind of treatment of many players, you know, more deliver. You have everything at your disposal. Konako deliver and come and get. So I think the African football at the level that in Ghanaian brothers no need to learn from these people. We keep on saying, Eyesika, and getting the right people to manage their affairs for you. Pyramids bar Champions League, no. Looking bad, they've looked dominant in the Egyptian league. They are going to win their first Egyptian league. Sika, Kasa, and they have people to manage again for them. So I think they're fixing Maile a 30-year-old Congolese. Now the kind of performance are ordinary. When the team needed him most, no, he made sure to deliver. I think he's one man here, one of us. And sound downs, ne pyramid, one game, a bed, and they do a near to my account once. So, Lamine Yamal, but he can't say he's a special kid. And so, where how Sian and Yoma, anyhow, one age in the city, but still, when tough games, Babe Baswa, Utimi, Emma, that kind of any maturity to come to play. Now, so look relax now. It tells you the kind of player we are. And then be a mecha, so ma urefi ukrum hina bemboa. Ojira baby ase. Basa deviated from Neoma and Emma Basa Basa. Sa more than a club, no. It was something that near year more Barcelona. But omo deviated from who because of pressure from Real Madrid. And omo call no man to me and fan more because the internet omo deviated and say we've seen team and friend in Barcelona. Say omo players are omo be modern dia mo from Lamasianim. But they deviated and decided okay. Omo competing, they go out and bring in Galacticos. Intimena drew, yes, Yemfa Galacticos Nibimra. So you go out there, get players, normal Barcelona. Some of them even don't know the Barcelona system. They come and emfa. Because before Coutinho joined Barcelona, he was the talk of town. In the Premier League, he had Coutinho Junction. If you go about, you know, say born Babeshe. And the kind of signings Omakofa Poli, Omaba, Kevin Prince, but a lot of players ever Bob, team friend in Barcelona, which of course deviating from DNA. And when they went back to their DNA, look at how Barcelona ends up performing. At this point in time, before Senye Babe started the season, we know. Now, I'm sure say you give Barcelona the chance. You before season do this time, and Barcelona will be competing for 4 trophies. I'm sure say no will be a but we speak. They are competing and they can win treble. So another special one I can because Hansi Flick by or the style about, and still he is keeping the Barca DNA. Look at Barca team no more. My team friend in Barcelona. So can also move in natural now. Her Kubasimo now her Yamal Mujinabo Maguze. They have the Barca DNA in them and they are performing. So Yamal no how wanna play this ball games against Barcelona. I Real Madrid. And we're fixing into that system. And our year on the field of play. A young guy like him at this point, Kasanka, we say, boy, I only 18 years, I didn't remember the kind of pressure you don't need to talk about that game. But our core heroes are conquer in bigger games, on bigger platforms, he's delivered. Against him and friend, Real Madrid Nakasano, he's played against them and he's delivered. Something about him, goes, on Ahly goes too much in the game, but he's one guy or affected the team of Barcelona into the hairstyle, nobody to tune the social media and so nano. It's something to get the pressure off his books. And so Gina Park and so he is definitely going to deliver. So for him, in the age, each and every single time, I see him as a special kid. In the game today, he's going to be one manner. Bit my man, and so I could see my team friend Barcelona. Barca for no so bet crap because of Lewandowski. I want him mobile nibi.
But Hansi Flick said, affected Lamine Jamal Rafinha.
Definitely, and yeah, they affect you, but they affected my friend Barcelona. You see, when you have strikers say Lewandowski, you know anymore. Now, oh, bo, na say Asensio nebo. Rudiger neighbor, they have that kind of fear, that fear factor. Lewandowski neighbor, the least chance you give him, he's not being potent. Say the name so, but he's been giving the goal to team of Barcelona the age. And how is he adapting of Barcelona system is something that is very good into Timibo at the moment. He messing out in the idea a big problem, kakra. But what Ferran Torres are? He's given limited number of chances, but he's been able to score goals for team of Barcelona. So he will come in and make sure that no man ends 18 On the other hand, Real Madrid, this is the most important game in their season. And your Copa del Rey final, the most important game for Real Madrid. But about handy, they need to make sure that they are getting this trophy because Anyasa Omeko trophyless. As a stunt, they are out of the Champions League. In the La Liga, almost 4 points behind team friend Barcelona. Super Cup and in the UEFA Champions League winner and the Europa League winner and Omoje. But in the season that I had trouble seeing team friend Real Madrid, Champions League, Yamomo aggregate score line, something that yen time who system. This about be the most important game in their history this season, and they need to make sure say if they want to have a successful season, they need to make sure say omo enzo a winning game way. And so already after 2 Real Madrid, Carlo Ancelotti come out and make sure say or canning seminar how no man enzo he needs to make sure say today he is having his grade A game, making sure say or get a tactics to make sure say he's winning the game against team of Barcelona. That's what he needs to do. You can't go in the season. Now, rivals are no more pre-Bibiano, or what team, it won't be happening, it won't be nice. Wash out 5-2 in the South most Spanish Copa de España, no, wash out 4-0 in La Liga, Copa del Rey, so only one more final, no essential. It wouldn't be something Carlo Ancelotti Nankasabepe, even if he is to stay or he is to go. You wouldn't want to say, me Ancelotti, me last season with Real Madrid, no, Barcelona, they share any Kumaku. You wouldn't want to do that. Into this game, he needs to get the tactics on. But be also offered to get everything on Timinko. Chomani will be instrumental today in the midfield. He's someone he needs to make things take for Team FN. Yes. If
Argentina,
because we saw Chomani when he was not in Maresca midfield against Team FN Arsenal.
Okay.
When he came, they lost the game. But it was a better performance from Real Madrid than the first leg. He is one man, Real Madrid for each other man, and they needed respect. But he is one solid guy. Wajena Juma said yes, said yes, fata. As a defensive midfielder, you don't need to elaborate. You don't need to get the ball now on to change yes, man. Be at the right place at the right time. Get the balls, release it. Now for more they should put the pass and make sure that no matter the moment. He will be crucial. If a net or more ball no and Ceballos so Luka Modric, he is the one obey make for net take. Then obey free Modric never bow, Sancho Ceballos never obey free to make sure say that needed pass there so more ball. Ama a team had to my friend Barcelona or more ends 8 million. So you'll be very, very crucial in it. So to me, no any great A game, making sure say or making effort not take for team friend every Madrid is going to go a long way. Our game and to me, I the year. But Barca should take a clue from Omomaka Champions League name and then Yoma to Tom. Paris Saint-Germain are wrap up the Air League an. They wanted to do that invincible thing. And Omotifie, Ama, Nis Ababe Shawm. We've seen the last 2 results of Inter Milan. Omaluswa Totwaso. So it should be something that Emo Barcelona Coco. So we divided attention as sometimes Newman to me and Cosa Newsipe. Overcast and any divided attention Ben a team of friend in Paris and Yemen or Waji League Navy, they wanted to be invincible. The squad of the boy against Nisa. It was squad. Yes. It was squad each and every single time and no use. Could be a Waji League or against Arsenal and could be resting players. But still, or Dominic Koller because the game was important to him. So Barca should take a clue from that game no. And no can your man akosuni the way animasi koni nan assistant. Barcelona a favorite to win the Copa del Rey. Regardless the last 7 Copa del Rey finals are kosono Marada winning 4. And Fahun. The last time they played in the final.
Ancelotti was soon now metima pamono.
Me next was a matter about Pamono during the season, never be a season at Drew. On Memory, but on one Casano, even if Obekwa, a so called on a good note. Because this season, no man answered Uncle Yim for my Real Madrid. Because all Casa had their Bassa doing, I made sure what you said. Ancelotti's job no ever at stake. So lose game we are. In terms of easy, the Ama Bassa. And even for my Bassa because games against Real Madrid will never be an easy game. But Carlo Ancelotti, since the start of the season, the first match I remember born the season, none of the Yamada in him. We say, oh, a be a course of the next game, oh, remember the be so there's been a problem. There is a problem with the Real Madrid team. Play or more, the way how they concede goals and everything. But we believe that Carlo Ancelotti that so he will be able to do it. But as it stands, that problem now, and that's what so area boss never by Real Madrid 18 balls anymore. I don't know what's wrong. They concede goals easily. That's not Real Madrid. So if Barcelona ban more grade A and what they've been able to do, or one more the last 2 mabo. So they stand tall. So make me a Copa del Rey and 12 minutes yomonaso. Which of course, oh yeah, Barca New Year Real Madrid near one casa you testify to the fact say Barca phone and stand at all. But me, it's a penalties game. Yeah.
A penalty shootout.
Yeah, probably 1-1 and then penalties. That's that. You bet me penalty need there. Mean to me. You bet me win penalty shootout no. Say kwa mean to me. But be a favor to me friend Barcelona to win. But if we get this game going to a penalty, sir, and ya dey bet my more because Barca need to do something. Barcelona for no so GD is this season. No ma is ya pick them no. So we need trouble na ya dey bet my. So I think say a 1-1 and then penalty shootout. Do bet me win penalty shootout no then ya dey bet my cheche musa. And then Chelsea need to keep their top 4 hopes alive.
How many Everton?
How many Everton able? Chelsea team no with what they've done in terms of Sikaye Tuagu markets no. They can't be languishing at 7th, 8th, and 9th.
But Enzo Maresca said managers under Roman Abramovich said star striker kwa only experience will be replacing and no set example like Drogba kwa only experience striker like Fernando Torres but say Nicholas Jackson you are or the certain Tarek George so the difference is very huge.
Say and Abramovich and Swan Kono Chelsea coach. So he needs to understand that too.
And I said Roberto Di Matteo
was because a situation. Whenever last was na and he was sacked and he won them the Champions League for the first time in their history. He won them the Champions League, something that not Chelsea for any pair. And if not for anything, Roberto Di Matteo so no na all cano. Say Abramovich timer, he won't even come close to team and Chelsea. And it is because of what he was able to do with Leicester City in a Chelsea for the final.
But you said this season was a failure. Because I said previous seasons in Chelsea about Champions League. Qualifier. But now he's always in one. Qualified over the Champions League.
Point in time, many of among what GDA say Chelsea was going to be the second on the league table, if not for anything.
Okay.
They had good runs. They had good games. It got to a point in time. No to me. Against Fulham was or more game or not for the first time in so many games. I know more winning away game. It tells you that Chelsea, almost starting no matter what out of form. And the mentality a key. When Chelsea was winning, he was like, "We are not title contenders. We are not title contenders." If you are a coach and you keep on saying that, who players never. Even if you can't win, you don't say we are not title contenders. You can simplify it. Yeah, but to accumulate points. If you get the points and it's a G League now, we are good to go. Sana baby go start for Neka. Because they want to put pressure on their players and they don't want to make sure say or more destabilize or morally. So Chelsea, Chelsea winning games. No me quit the matches. Chelsea are covered by 5 games. Chelsea in 3 lose and they Venus and not Chelsea come results. They've been able to get that results there. And he kept on saying, and you're title contenders, now Chelsea play tough for. So in the mentality key today I had he won't be at the bench because of accumulated yellow cards and the other. But still, from the stand, he'll be communicating with Ura, your friend Willie Caballero. Yeah. So he needs to make sure he's keeping the hopes alive. And so Lusu game and Chelsea is out of the top 4 race. So he needs to get not at least one year crown, one year drawing the game. And yes, or keeping your man outside. He should be working more than talking about Roman Abramovich era. The Chelsea fans are talking about Roman Abramovich because they felt at the time, no was easy for them. In Chelsea, near Chelsea, but under Roman Abramovich, so definitely always they will make reference. So when you come and you want to be the darling voice of the fans, keep on winning. The man club here, Liverpool chair no. It got to a point in time. Not club on to me lose games or Anfield, but what was no lose games at Anfield, but it was because of the chemistry between him and the fans and how he was able to communicate with the fans. The man at Liverpool chair. So if not for anything, he need to know and understand how to communicate with the Chelsea fans. More hopes because they don't have hope in him. And if that continues, you'll be a goner. So this game, he needs to make sure he's getting the needed results. And yes, Chelsea is out of the title race.
Me da say Ricardo Varas and our team in Carofaccia Sports and Ogusua Utine and there's Saturday.